No Country for Old Men and Miller's Crossing, and even Raising Arizona was actually the one movie I watched while we were shooting the movie. And the way the first 10 minutes of that movie play out, there's a similarity to the way the beginning of my movie plays as well. We always talked about how it was sort of like the sad version of Raising Arizona. But I really, with this film, was thinking a lot about James Gray and Claire Denis, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Robert Altman. I would say those are, the filmmakers who, with this film in particular, inspired me the most.
Dear Ruth, I dreamed about you again last night.
Something I was very keen on was making sure that all the actors were right for the parts, and I would have rather, cast unknown actors than movie stars who didn't fit the part, especially for the male characters. And Casey was the first person I had on my list, and he luckily really liked the script and said yes. And in the case of Rooney Mara, I wasn't even thinking about her because she had just done Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, and I didn't think she would do this tiny little indie film, but her agent suggested that we send it to her anyway, and luckily she really liked it as well, and said yes as well.
I shot someone. I think I shot someone.
It's gonna be okay. All you gotta do is wait for it.
And when we shot it, we did all of Casey's scenes for the first 2 weeks, and then we did all of Rooney's scenes, and they had about 2 or 3 days where they overlapped. And the connection that they had on camera, the chemistry that they displayed was so strong that we ended up writing a few new scenes to accommodate that, just because we enjoyed watching them together so much. And so the first scene in the movie now wasn't originally in the script. We added that after.
I don't know why you kids did what you did. What do you want to do now?
I'm gonna wait for him.
I wanted to make a film that rested on the back of countless other, films or novels or songs. It usually starts more with a feeling for me. I think about, there'll be a feeling I want to communicate or a mood, and from that I pull out the pragmatic details that support a story, but it's always just like a feeling, it's a very abstract thing and it's hard to describe, but that's usually where it starts, and it's easy to associate images with feelings and with moods, and so I'll usually have an image or a handful of images that come to mind as well, and then from there the story sort of expands around that. But it usually starts with the mood. So I didn't want to reinvent the wheel. I didn't want to, find a new version of telling this old story. I really just wanted to, dig in and explore what mattered to me about this type of story.
I'm putting into all this right now all by myself. All I'd have to do is tell the truth.
They can't be together. I think that is, maybe he's not going to die. Maybe he'll survive. But either way, they can't be together. That's just not going to work out. And so at the end of the film, the past and the present start to blend together, and we end in the past, but nonetheless the last shot of the movie is Ruth all alone looking out to the horizon, and that was an important image to end the movie on, because it is important to me that she lets go of him and is able to go out on her own from that point forward and do what she needs to do for herself, rather than be tied down to the past and tied down to this guy who, yes, she loves him, and that was the great love of her life perhaps, but it's not what she needs in her life, and she needs to move past him, and so even if Bob does survive, and I hope he does because I like him, they're not going to wind up together, and I think he knows that at the end too, and he probably deep down inside realizes that. It's been wonderful and extremely hard and extremely difficult, but also remarkably satisfying, and one of the best experiences of my life. So